Alien Earth adequately introduced the crew of the USCSS Maginot, and they made me feel a lot more sympathy for the characters in Prometheus. Alien Earth Episode 5 was a flashback episode that explained why the USCSS Maginot crashed, and it finally introduced us to the crew of the Weyland-Yutani spacecraft. One of the crew members bears striking parallels to the actors of Prometheus. Though there was a saboteur working with Boy Cavalier on board the Maginot, the ship's crew also made numerous mistakes that resulted in their deaths. Zaverny, for example, did a horrible job as interim captain, no one listened to Morrow's advice as safety officer, and Malachite unintentionally drank contaminated water. However, one crew member was primarily at fault. The Maginot's science officer, Chibuzo, is terrible at lab safety. Chibuzo, the Maginot's science officer, was without a doubt the most disastrously idiotic character in Alien Earth. Despite being a professional scientist and biologist, Chibuzo seems to have never heard of a safety policy, let alone know how to follow one. Chibuzo offered Alien Earth's alien life forms every opportunity to escape, yet she wasn't even the saboteur. Going in chronological order, Chibuzo was performing research on hostile extraterrestrial life forms in a supposedly sterile lab. Despite this, she wore no personal protective equipment, ate and drank while working with these life forms, and did not monitor any of their containers. That's Lab Safety 101. High school chemistry labs follow better protocols. However, these are only Chibuzo's fundamental errors. She then failed to fully secure the lid on Species 19's container, although knowing it was carnivorous and could climb the glass walls. She later neglected to secure Teocellus tank in its proper location and entirely ignored the automatic alert that it was not secured. Granted, she had learned of the death of a crew member and was distracted. However, that is hardly an excuse for such a serious violation of safety procedures. Chibuzo is meant to be a professional biologist hired by the richest firm in history for a mission critical to Weyland-Yutani's CEO, but she only knows lab safety like a 14-year-old. It's surprising that one of the Maginot's specimens escaped thanks to a saboteur. Something should have violated containment on day one, given Chibuzo's lab management style. Even Rahim, a doctor who refuses to wear a mask during open surgery, is more aware of self-preservation and safety protocols than Chibuzo. Chibuzo would be right at home with Prometheus scientists. Chibuzo's shocking incompetence draws parallels with the scientists in Prometheus. Prometheus scientists, like Chibuzo, lacked intelligence. They were exploring strange worlds and engaging with unidentified alien life forms, and doing so without taking any precautions. Like Chibuzo, they were supposed to be professional scientists, but they acted like toddlers. Chibuzo's incompetence, on the other hand, has emphasized a feature of the alien genre that makes Prometheus crimes more bearable. Alien has always relied on idiots. The entire franchise has been fueled by hotheads and meatheads who ignore safety precautions and give the xenomorphs every opportunity to go on a rampage. When Kane became infected in the original Alien, only Ripley sought to impose quarantine precautions. In Aliens, everyone overestimated the xenomorphs and committed various blunders, such as firing explosive bullets. Every Alien film features at least one complete idiot who allows the xenomorphs to slaughter everyone in sight. Surprisingly, the crew of the Maginot was among the least guilty of this infraction. Unlike practically everyone else in the Alien franchise, they followed protocol to some extent. When Bronsky became infected by a facehugger, he was actually sent into cryosleep. They had no idea that the facehugger could stay awake in sub-zero conditions,